Hey guys, Mr. Baffle27 here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on Stands by DreamXD. It's going to be probably my third time recording this video. I don't know, it's just been a lot of scatterbraining all around to, doing different stuff, especially with online school, but I decided, I'm just going to do this video right now and probably take clips from the other videos and put them together to just get my full opinion out there. So, yeah, this is pretty much going to be a response to this video. Yeah, here we go.
Stalker fans must be stopped is something that's been said a lot on YouTube and Twitter over the last year or so, involving a specific type of fan known as a stan. Now,
Alright, so let's start off here by defining what a stan is. So I believe the definition he uses here is stalker fan. So how did we get to that definition of stalker fan? Well, a lot of people like to say, well, it's just lingo, it's just kind of happened, which I would agree. Stalker fan was used more as like a categorization of a type of fan that was very obsessive or stalkerish, which that's why it was kind of like an acronym of fan. It was stalker fan, you know. Um, so that's mostly how the word comes into play. A lot of people seem to think that the Eminem song had something to do with it. Honestly, I don't believe so. I don't think many people started calling people stalker fans because Eminem made a song about it. I do agree that the song is very influential in some aspects of the word and how it's used, but I don't think people started calling, obsessive fans stands because Eminem made a song about it. So,
the word stan was originally meant as stalker fan, but it slowly
mhm.
shifted to more meaning super fan than a.
Not really. So if we this is the argument Dream uses a lot in this video. He says Stan does not mean stalker fan anymore, guys. It means a very big fan and idolize. So this is why it's wrong. Bam. If you look up Stan definition, the dictionary definition of Stan is an overzealous or obsessive fan. It can be used as a noun or a verb, and yeah, it's pretty. It kind of explains itself quite well. An obsessive fan. This is from the Oxford Dictionary, so people that's saying, oh, you Googled it, that's not a real source. It is. This is the Oxford Dictionary. You could use the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Urban Dictionary is a thing, but people make their own, you know, definitions of words all the time. Like, pretty sure Nazi on Urban Dictionary has its own meaning for, like, fucking hugs and kisses or something stupid. But, this is the dictionary definition of the word now. So it hasn't actually changed from what stalker fan to just a big fan. It hasn't changed at all.
Else. One of the things that a lot of people point out is that I have a lot of stans. I've seen
He does.
comment after comment after comment on other people's channels about, well, Dream's great, but his stans are just super toxic.
All right, let's go back to that thought. So,
his stans are just super toxic.
well, Dream's great, but his stands are super toxic. I'm in this category. I do not hate Dream. I do not, honestly, I do not care about most of his content. I think his manhunt series, as seen below right here, was pretty entertaining till he got to the fucking 80th one or whatever. Like, I stopped watching after, like, Minecraft Hunters 3 Hunters rematch extravaganza. It just got, I think it's the content itself that gets repetitive at some point. But, the idea that stands are just big fans is just a bad argument. Because when you're in a group called stalker fan, which you might be saying, why are you still calling it a stalker fan when it's just called an obsessive fan? Well, stalker, the definition of a stalker is someone who harasses or persecutes someone with unwanted or obsessive attention. So obsessive attention and obsessive fan, it means basically stalker fan. So that's why I say Stan is stalker fan. Well, so when you are categorized as a stalker fan, it means you have a huge obsession. And when you have huge obsessions with stuff, you grow attachment and feelings for it. You grow emotions towards it that are, since it's an obsession, it's close to you. And a lot of people who have obsessions grow defensive towards them. The reason Dream stands are toxic is because they're so obsessed with their creators, they get defensive very easily. This is why people say stands are inherently bad or, you know, toxic because it's overreaction or a self-defense mechanism, really. A lot of people say, well, not all stands are bad and toxic. Well, if you're not an obsessive person over a celebrity, then you're a fan, which is a person, an enthusiast, or a person who exhibits strong interest or admiration for something or somebody, such as a celebrity, sport, or sports team. He does use the sport argument later, so I'll get to that. So, listen, listen. If you're not obsessed with your creator and you don't go as far as to toxically defend them, then you're not a fan. You're a fan. Plain and simple.
I've seen plenty of commentary channels trying to make videos about how horrible my stands are and how horrible stands are in general. And so I guess
Okay, this is one of the problems I have with Dream's video. He's gonna there's this, like, I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but he likes to make these arguments where it's just like, these people are making videos about my stan community in only negative light and they're attacking my stan, saying they're bad. But don't you think if so many people are making videos about your toxic fan base, there might be something going on there? That's like that. I think it speaks for itself. When so many people have bad experiences with the fan base known as stans, they go on YouTube and make a video about their experience. I think there's a problem there. But he kind of writes this off and says it's just, you know, whatever.
this is just pretty much my response to all of those videos and comments. And if you came to this video expecting me to talk about how I have too many stalkers and how stands suck, you'll be leaving disappointed. But maybe with a different perspective. I encourage anybody who
Okay.
thinks that to just listen to me, hear me out. Let's have a conversation.
Okay. This is where I think Dream is different on video than he is on Twitter. He is a massive. I think there's like two different streams, one on Twitter, one on YouTube, because he says he's always encouraged a discourse between him and his stand, what people think about his stand community. But that isn't really the case. A couple days ago, a lot of you may know this because it was pretty, like, he was trending on Twitter. Josh decided to make a thread about what he thought about stands, and he didn't specifically make fun of Dream or even attack Dream. He used Dream as an example. So he kind of goes into depths. He's like, if you're a part of the stand community or participate or associate with that culture, please unfollow me. I cannot tolerate it any longer. The culture is toxic. Well, if you know who Josh is, he's kind of a friend, a very close friend of Carson, who was in Lunch Club. Lunch Club was notorious for having Lunch Club stands and SMP Live stands, and it got so bad that the stand community would steal water bottles and make like totally annoy the creators with this obsession. And like whenever a creator would mess up, like, you know, Call Me Carson was called out for being racist when he wasn't really even racist. It's something he did like 4 or 5 years ago. They would say, "Hey, you got to listen to us and cut off with your friends because we're your stands, we're your fan base." And it got to this obsession grew so much that they couldn't even stand to like look at them, like look at Twitter because how bad it was. So he's been a part of this stan culture before. Not he wasn't a part of it, but he's had he's been in contact with it before. And he's talking about how every experience he's had with it is negative, which is valid. It's his experience. He's saying these people are unwell mentally, which is true. If you are obsessed with someone or a stalker, you are not mentally okay. Let's just get that out of the way. If you're obsessed with someone, Josh kind of just goes into this and he talks about how, you know, it's really horrifying. He does say some stuff that I do not agree with, which is like that this community some authoritarian tyranny shit, which I just don't think is the case. I just think these stands are so obsessive that they have strong emotions towards these creators that they get very defensive easily. And since the community is collectively obsessive, that's kind of how it works. And Dream, so this is why I say Dream is different from his video formats, what he says here, because what, you know, Josh says his point of view and why he doesn't want people in his community doing it, and then all he says is you're an idiot, which is a terrible fucking response. Like, if you wanted a response out of someone and you wanted a discourse, you don't respond with you're an idiot. This guy was talking about his personal experience and why he doesn't want people in his community, but yet Dream decides to say, hey, you're an idiot because you don't like stands. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I think it's different. And also, Dream decided to do after this, he decided to make up this, which was stupid. He decided to make up this fake definition of stand, which is stands, a group of people trying to meet other people with similar interests while expressing this interest through shared morals, love, and creativity. Which isn't the case. It's a fan base. That's what a fan base is, dude. Not a stand base. You don't. No one goes, oh, I'm a part of the stand base because I meet people that like the same stuff as me. Listen, as long as you're not obsessed, as long as you're not going out of your way to be obsessed over someone or annoy them with this ridiculous amount of attention, like, I think it's stupid. And so Dream uses this fake definition of stan the entire time through this video, and it's just not true.
So there's a few things that stands are generally known for. They usually have their profile picture as a picture of their favorite creator.
Yep.
Their social media names might involve that creator, and they
Yep.
generally tweet a lot or keep close update on what their favorite creators are doing. Now,
Yep.
a lot of people use this to say that stands are obsessive and that it's gross or
Yep.
stalker behavior. I mean, of course,
Yep.
there's a small subset of actual stalker fans that do things that I wouldn't like
No shit.
or that are creepy, but that's not stands as a whole. The group of people.
Oh, there's a fly on my computer. Let me just. Where's this motherfucker?
The group of people that call themselves Dream Stands, or stands of any creator, are just extremely enthusiastic fans.
No. This is basically him going off the same 2 points already. I know it's like a minute and 20 seconds into the video, but we gotta see this discrepancy here that he's confusing the word fan with the stan.
I understand how somebody that isn't a creator might feel creepy if someone does this to them, like if they had a profile picture with your face on it or something. But to a creator, it's no different to a celebrity or a football player or any.
Alright, this is where I also disagree. It could be super annoying on Twitter. You want to look up your favorite creator on fucking on Twitter. You look up Jay Schlatt, right? He's not my favorite creator, but he's cool. And then you just see Jay Schlatt explain, Jay Schlatt's child, out of context, Jay Schlatt, all these Schlatt stan accounts. Some of them are Stan, some of them are just normal accounts. You see how there's just a crap ton? When you're looking for a favorite creator, it does get annoying. And people say, well, you don't. If you're not the creator that's being stalker fan, why do you have a problem with it? It's still creepy. It still makes people uncomfortable when they see someone so obsessed with someone.
Popular figure. I'm a big football fan, and when I was younger, I had posters, I had shoes,
So he's a fan.
I had
He's a
jerseys
football
of my
fan.
favorite
Remember
players. I watched all the behind-the-scenes videos. I watched all their games. My profile picture on Twitter was my favorite player waving the flag of my favorite team, and I looked up to a lot of players. And most importantly, I loved talking to other people about my favorite team.
I'm just gonna keep fucking putting in this point. You are a fan, not a stan.
Especially people who also loved that team because we could talk for hours. And I know almost every sports fan can relate to this, or even currently does it. But does it sound familiar? That's almost exactly what stans are.
No, it's not though. It's not. It's an obsessive fan, dude. There's obsession and then there's liking something. There's a spectrum here, man.
To me, or to another creator. Now, of course, that didn't make me obsessive. It made me human. And when you like something a lot, you like to spend more time involving that thing that you like. You talk about it, you tell other people about it, and you try to spend as much time involving it as you can because you enjoy it and it makes you happy. That's what I did with sports when I sat every Saturday from 9 a.m. until 4 in the morning watching football and watching all the different teams.
Does football even run till 4 in the morning?
And analyzing what would happen and talking about my favorite players and who's going to win the Heisman and, whatever else. And I know if you're not into sports, you may not understand that, but I'm sure there's something that you feel the same way about. It may not be a real person. It may have been when you were a kid with SpongeBob or Batman or some other fictional character that you look up to. But the point is that...
But they're fictional. Okay, these are real people. Celebrities are real people too, but there's a difference here. When you're talking about a creator or a normal creator, when you're talking about a creator, they're a person. So when you're making fan fiction and you're spamming all these fan cams and very like fan art, fan art I can respect. Fan art is fan art, not stan art. There's a reason. There is stan art, and that it's more inclined to be Rule 34 or I'd say on the gayer variety like George Extreme stan art. There is a stan art community, but he's never. I don't think he's ever. It would shock me if he talked about stan art because it's a lot of stuff that he says he's against, which is sexualizing creators. Like I know a couple months ago or so, a lot of stan art started being shared amongst people in the community and started being shared in other creators' comments of Tommy and Tubbo, which are minors like me, um, having sexual relations with one another, which is fucking disgusting. Now, and a lot of you might be saying, "Hey, these people are also young teenagers too," but does that just means they need more help? They need to be told this isn't okay. And when you're allowing this behavior, it just doesn't. If these people need someone to look up to, and they're being told that everything that they're doing is okay, they're never gonna change.
That you looked up to them and that you really enjoyed that thing. But that's exactly what stans do. So yes,
No,
they
it's
probably care way more about a Minecraft YouTuber than you could ever imagine yourself to, but that doesn't mean there's not something else that you care a lot about that they couldn't imagine caring about as much as you. But obviously, there's some fans that take it way too far. That's definitely true, but it's a very, very small
not
amount.
fans.
You usually
Stans
have to
that
go
take it too
looking
far,
for them
yeah.
if you want to find them. But there's actually way more haters that take it too far, and usually in a much, much worse way.
Okay, so he says there's a lot more haters that take it too far. Okay, what is your evidence for that? If every dream stan, not every dream stan is a stalker, then how is every dream hater taking it too far?
I've had people try and find my address, spam my comment section, send me death threats, and
I think that happens to every creator. You're gonna have good and bad on both sides. That's what being a celebrity is. Sure, you can say haters are bad when everyone would agree with you. People that do that shit suck. The problem with this is you're encouraging this behavior with stans.
so much more, but not from stans, just from people who really, really don't like me. At this point, I see 1,000 times more comments about how terrible dream stans are than I see dream stans. Like,
Maybe you wonder why. Maybe there's more people that see those like me. I got so tired of fucking seeing all this dream shit and like all this stuff spammed to me. Like I ended up deleting my Twitter and making a new one because how bad it was. I followed Jay Schlatt, Carson, all of them, and then Quackity, and then Quackity just joined this server one day. I was like, oh shit, this is cool. What is this Dream SMP? And it finally clicked to me who this guy was. I looked him up, looked at his videos. I'm like, oh, he just does manhunt videos. And then you look at the comments, and it's just like, I love George at this part by so and so profile picture, and I don't understand how he doesn't see how people talking critically about his stan culture might be pointing at something. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go out here and say Dream's only doing it for the money, but there's no reason for him to call out against stans other than a moral standpoint. He's making the most money he's probably ever going to make. So
in general, like just in comment sections, like I see not even just toxic dream stans, but dream stans in general. And I mean, of course, again, there's obviously specific examples of toxic fans. They do exist, but we shouldn't brand all stans as creepy or bad just because
that's just not true.
0.00001%.
This is just not true, though. If you're a stan, you are obsessive. That is the definition. You can't say it's changed when it hasn't. Sure, you might have a culture where people think super fan and it means stan, but you gotta educate them that's not the case. If you're just a big fan, you're just a big fan. You're not obsessive.
Of actual toxic fans. I know there's a lot of examples that people have used in the past in videos to say, here's some stalker fans stalking Dream. So I'm going to talk about them real quick. I'm sure I won't mention them all, but the ones that I remember. So there was a Twitter account created that was called Dream GPS, and it tweeted out supposed GPS locations of where I was at every moment. So someone made a YouTube video about it that blew up that said my stands were trying to find me and that they were being extreme stalkers. But this actually wasn't the case at all. The Twitter account turned out to be a joke, but the replies to the tweets from this account were spammed by stands saying to report it and that the account was horrible. And because of the reports, the account got taken down before I even knew about it. And I've seen this happen on many, many occasions where this...
I've never heard of that. To be honest, I don't watch people talking about dream stands that often. I know when it comes up on my feed, uh, I'll watch a video if it's, convincing enough. Like, I don't go out of my way to hate on Dream, but I don't know. A lot of like this is another specific example. He's so I can see what he's doing here. He's taking people that use specific examples against his community, and he's saying, well, that's only a specific example, you know.
The stands actually are preaching something very good to a hater or another stand that's doing something wrong. But there was another video that talked extensively about how my fans were trying to find out what I look like, and they were pressuring me into doing a face reveal. But again, this just isn't true. I've definitely been stalked before, but not by stands. I've had Dream haters try and find out where I live and what I look like, but I've only seen Dream stands trying to stop them, replying to people that even mentioned me face revealing, saying to not pressure me, and just generally being extremely supportive. So the main problem is just that people see that someone calls themselves a stan and automatically shun them and say that they're stalkers. Or
This is another thing where he's generalizing, and he says he doesn't like generalizations. He's like, you shouldn't generalize stands as all bad people. That here he goes, saying if you respond to a stan, shitting on them for being a stalker fan, you're a bad person. I don't know. It seems hypocritical to me.
they see somebody supporting me and then they label them as a stan, making that person want to go, no, I'm not a stan.
This doesn't happen.
Fan,
This does not happen. Like, no one goes, hey, I like this video. You're such a fucking stalker fan. No, I'm not a stan. I'm just a fan. Like, no. Like, I'd be so fucking shocked if I see shit like that. To be honest, I've seen people comment, and I didn't really like this video, and see shit ton of stands doing it. So this is all just anecdotal shit. Of course, Dream's gonna see more good sided of his community when his community's this big.
Like a bad thing to be a stan. I mean, a lot of Dream haters attack anyone who says anything positive about me at all as a Dream stan. If they say I'm a good Minecraft player, they get shot down and made fun of and told that I'm actually not that good. And I mean, a lot of Technoblade fans or just Dream haters see anyone calling me better than Techno or just one of the best Minecraft players.
But okay, this is probably. I really hope he addresses his side to this too. There's plenty of videos out there talking about the whole Techno versus Dream Mr. Beast video. It was huge. I even commented about it on my old Twitter account. But a lot of people were saying Techno was going to win. It was pretty crazy. And they would both agree to split the money. But you can see in the video, the comments in the live feed in the Twitter went insane. Dream stands were just attacking the shit out of everybody. And so was Technoblade fans. I'm not gonna lie. People were just like shitting on each other left and right. But he's like, Techno's fans, were attacking my Dream stands. But Dream stands were doing the same thing too. Like, I hope he addresses the other side of this as well.
As toxic stands, which just isn't true. Going back to my sports example.
So he didn't address the other side. So this is kind of where I see him just trying to put the good. He's trying to make everything seem like sunshine and rainbows. Oh, they don't mean to do what they're doing. They're just very good fans. They're big fans, guys. But then he ignores the fact that a lot of people have bad experiences with these stands. The culture behind these stands is being a stalker. That's the reason they adopted a name.
I know I've had plenty of arguments with people about how one player is better than another, especially the players that I like. It may be biased, but it's natural. I mean, if you're a big fan of somebody, you know all of their strengths. You know everything about them. You're more likely to think that they're better than they actually are. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong. It could, but it definitely doesn't mean that you're toxic. It just means you're a little biased in your opinion, which is fine. I mean, it's fine to be biased. You're biased towards the people and the things you like.
I'm glad that he's addressing that he's biased, because he's definitely biased against his own community, his own stan base. because he's only addressing them in a positive light right now, not really in their negatives. So
And that's just natural. I think that wraps up a lot of the things that are brought up consistently, but obviously there's some others. But almost every single thing that I see brought up regarding stands is just completely false or very, very out of context. I don't agree with everything my fans do, obviously. And if they overstep boundaries, I tell them. I tell them that I didn't like what they did. I tell them it made me uncomfortable. And you can see that on my Twitter as recently as a few days ago. But when I tell them, they stop because they genuinely care about me and look up to me, and why would they want to make me upset? But the people who don't like me, they don't care and they don't stop. So it makes it much worse.
okay, I can see where he's going with this. He's talking about how haters. I agree. There's a lot of sick fuckers out there that will just do anything, if they don't like you.
And that is a huge difference between dream haters and dream stands. Should they be doing things that make me say to stop in the first place? No, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, especially not me. And you know what I say? I say like who you like, don't like who you don't like, but don't generalize a huge group of tens of thousands of people.
So just like you did Technoblade fans when they got angry that you won. Okay.
Just because of one out of context tweet you probably saw. Let people look up to who they want to look up to. Shouldn't bother you, but if it does, that's fine. Just ignore it, move on. Just like you would if someone said they liked ketchup on their broccoli. Sure, think it's weird.
Nah, dude, I'm starting a riot if I see that shit, dude. Are you serious? Ketchup on broccoli?
But I'm sure there's something that you like that I think is just as weird. So the word stan doesn't mean stalker
It does.
fan. As much as you can Google the definition and say it does, my stans are a group of amazing, incredible, creative people that are some of the most supportive.
Yeah, like the most creative people I've ever seen, dude. Like when they use their phone apps to make a montage of George smiling.
People on the planet. If you don't like them, that's fine. That doesn't make them bad people. I could have not made this video, but I thought there was actually a lot of people that genuinely just assume that dream stands are bad and that I don't even like my stands. And so by making this, I guess I'm hoping to inform people that may be on the edge or may not know much about it and help them understand, I guess.
All right, so I'm just gonna wrap up my idea here. All right, this is what I think he's gonna say. He's obviously gonna go on about how he loves his stand community, blah blah blah. So it's pretty obvious he encourages the stan community and his stan fan base, and he only likes putting them in a positive light, really. Um, he says there's plenty of out of context examples. I've only seen him do it once. He did it once with that one part of the whole guy trying to find his IP address thing. Right here, the Dream GPS. That was his one example I could remember from that video. The other one was Technoblade fans, where he's like, "Oh, these Technoblade fans were attacking my stands, and they did nothing wrong," which is bullshit. Both sides had it. It's just, I think it's really hypocritical for him to say don't generalize people when he's generalizing all the people that don't like stands as saying they just hate people that like him, which is another stupid thing. It's just a lot of hypocritical shit here, and I don't know if it's just him trying to keep his fan base because his fan base is like it's either he knows that his fan base is super obsessive and they're always going to stick by him if he supports them, or he's just I have no idea what he's doing. It's just, or he's just ignorant on the fact that you know stan still means stalker fan in the most aspects of the word, and if you're a normal fan of Dream, you're not a stan. There's big differences here because there's a spectrum. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna finish the video off because there's only like a minute left.
People that may be on the edge or may not know much about it and help them understand, I guess. But if you clicked on this video expecting me to hate on stands, I really hope I changed your mind or at least adjusted your opinion slightly.
No, no.
And if I didn't, that's fine. I'm sure I'll probably end up making another video about this at some point. But for now, genuinely, thank you guys for all the support. And don't let anyone convince you that something you genuinely enjoy is weird, because
Okay, what's that is that is a terrible analogy. Yeah, I just love children, dude. I love young children. Don't let anyone tell you that's wrong. Thanks, Dream. Thanks, Dream. I'm
They are weird for caring so much about what you enjoy.
Okay, okay, Dream. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. That was pretty much my thoughts about it. If you guys want to hear what else I have to think about it, go ahead and just hit me up in the comments. I'll gladly talk to you guys about it. Twitter's in the description, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.